Hey Zithandwa Zam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Nomzamo. If you're a regular, thank you so much for dropping back by. But if you're new, why don't you hit the subscribe button and become a part of my family. I'm trying to hide my nails because they're looking raggedy, but I'm doing them in a couple of days. Anywho, we are doing something a little different today. I want to close off Vlogtober with you guys getting to know me a little better. So this is the last episode of Vlogtober. It is the last day of the month. Vlogtober was tough, but we made it. So we're going to be doing what's the one thing. This was highly inspired by Naledi Malela, the ultimate fave. So when I saw it, I thought it would be a good way for you guys to get to know me, but not doing a Q&A, just do it slightly different and make it fun. Let's get started. Okay, the answers and the questions are on Esethu's phone, and this is going to be quite interesting because I didn't get a chance to read the questions and think about the answers. So yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it quickly before I run out of time. Okay, the first one. Okay, let me start with Instagram actually, because Instagram I got a few questions, not much. Instagram. Did you have any exes before Babaga Jr.? Guys, this is not even the theme. The theme is what's the one thing, but I will answer it. Obviously, I had exes. I had ex-boyfriends. I have ex-boyfriends before him, and he was one of my exes, but we got back together, but I did have exes. And then the other one, what's the one thing you regret about being a mom? The only thing I regret about being a mom is not having kids sooner. That's the only thing I regret because they changed my life. My kids are my everything. They changed my life. That's the only thing I regret. I just regret not having kids sooner, because if I had kids earlier on, like in my early 20s, I know that, or mid 20s, because early 20s is a bit pushing it because you're still studying, you're still finding yourself. If I had kids like in my mid 20s, Esethu would be like, Esther and I would have proper conversations, and I guess she'd be almost a teenager, you know. That's the only thing I regret, because I look at some of my friends that had kids sooner, like Upumzile, for an example. Her daughter she's doing her first year at varsity, and my first daughter is only 6 years old, and they have such a great relationship. So I envy those kind of things. And then the next one is, what is it? What's the one thing you really wish to have, to an extent that when you have it, you will say, I've arrived. Imali. Mfuna ukuba nemali eningi. That's what I want. Imali. What's the one thing you don't compromise, whether it's for you, your children, or your family? Something that I don't compromise on, and thank God that my husband and I are on the same page. We do not compromise on our kids' education. We don't mind spending money just to invest in their education. That's the one thing that we will never compromise on. If it means for us to be carless and take public transport just for them to go to the schools that they go to right now, we would do it. That's the one thing. If one assets locks really quickly. What's the one thing you really enjoy doing with your family? We just like spending time together. Like when we put our phones away and we just spending quality time together. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We just love that. We enjoy doing that. What's the one thing you tell your younger self, knowing what you know now? This is interesting. The one thing I tell my younger self is to just forget about boys. There's plenty of time for that later, but honestly, my mom told me that, and I did listen to her. I would still tell my younger self that, forget about boys, because there's a lot of time for boys later, or men rather, because you'd rather be with a man than a boy. Focus on yourself, invest in yourself, study. Just forget about boys. Abayindawo bahlale bekhona, bazokunika iheadache, umncane baphinde bakunika iheadache futhi usumdala. What's the one thing you tell your daughters and sons ngoba besakhula? To tell them one thing that my husband and I, are instilling in our kids is to just love and respect each other no matter what age it is. Like, that's the one thing we instill with them. Like, we teach them to respect us and we try to respect them back. And things like thank you. Oh, yabonga. Hi guys, thank you. Like, thank you and I'm sorry. Thank you is the biggest one though in our home. Like, saying thank you for the small, even if I just bought you a sweet, say thank you. And I would even ask them if daddy bought them something, even if they went out, did you say thank you to daddy? My husband does the same thing. Did you say thank you to mama? That's the one thing that we instill in them, and they've gotten it right. Junior will say thank you for the smallest of things. For the tiniest thing, he'll say thank you, mommy. So I guess we're on track. What's the one thing you'd say is missing in empilweni yakho? Mina million nje ambalwa. Ewe Lindo, nami, I'm a million. I just said the one thing that will complete my life and I say I've arrived is money. Let's see. Oh my God, this phone locks pretty fast. One thing you cannot survive without. My family, my husband and kids. Guys, know. I live and breathe for those people. One thing you have learned and you wish you learned earlier in life. One thing I've learned earlier in life is that it doesn't matter how old you are still getting to know yourself. You'll never have it figured out. No matter how old you are. You can be 15, be a teenager, you can be 45, you are still finding yourself. You will never figure it all out. Like, there's no formula for life. There's no formula for what it is that you want for yourself as well. Because life changes. It can be sunny today, it can be stormy the next day, and you feel like you wanted something else yesterday. Today you want something totally different. So you can never have it all figured out. Life changes for a reason, and there's no formula on how to live life. So as long as you know that, you'll be okay. You'll have less stress, honestly, because we stress ourselves just because we feel like we need to have everything figured out 100%. It doesn't work like that. I've cut this question because I screenshot. I'm sorry. So I'll have to skip from it. There's more questions, but I can't stay it. What's the one thing you have that you didn't know you needed so much? And having kids and a husband, and like just being married, because I was never the type that wanted to get married when I was growing up. I always saw myself being an independent woman, having kids, being single, because when my mom and my dad separated, she was a single parent, and I kind of liked the idea of being a woman and just doing it for yourself. So being married, not even kids, being married, because kids were always part of the plan, but being married, guys, I cannot function without my husband. I cannot function without that man. I eat and breathe that man. If I can carry him, I'll take him with me wherever I go. Because what's his life without Uswe? What is life without Upo? Guys, no. Being married. What's the one thing you would change if you could? What? I wouldn't change anything. Everything happens for a reason. Like, every season in your life is there for a reason, to teach you something. And funny enough, it was my brother's birthday yesterday, and I sent him a message just to say happy birthday and how proud I am of the things that he's achieved this year. And I asked him, when are we celebrating? He says, no, I don't want to celebrate. This hasn't been a good year for me. I'm like, because you're looking at monetary value and physical things, but you've achieved so much. And the things that you feel like went great in 2023 have brought you where you are today. So you should be grateful for every minute, everything that happens in your life. So I don't regret anything. My husband just got here, so I'm gonna go now. Oh, babe, I'm filming. The last question. Let's see. Let's do the last one. The one thing you would never change. The one thing I would never change is my life right now. Right now, as I'm standing here, I wouldn't change it or trade it for anything. And that brings us to the end of this video. I know it was short, but thank you so much, Zithandwa Zam. My husband and I need to head out. So yeah, Zithandwa Zam, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Please share this video so that we can reach a wider audience. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you could just share my content so that we can grow and grow and grow. Thank you for Vlogtober. I worked my butt off, but I really enjoyed the thrill of having to edit almost every day, film every day. It was fun. Until next time, bye, 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 bye.